Hello everybody, this is the iFan channel here. So before the Thailand vlog actually starts, why not let me show you guys a footnote, because this is actually a major part of Thai history, because the King of Thailand, the longest ruling monarch in Asia and the third longest ruling monarch in history, was actually born in Cambridge, Mass. Let me show you. As you can see, this, yes, King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great. And yes, he was actually born in 1927 and he died like just a bit more than 8 years ago, a few years after he moved to Cambridge. Basically, he was the third longest ruling monarch in the world, only after Queen Elizabeth of the UK, who recently died like 2.5 years ago, and King Louis XIV of France. And not only was he one of the longest ruling monarchs, he was also the first monarch to be born in the continental US. Basically in Cambridge at the Mount Auburn Hospital. Let me show you guys the Mount Auburn Hospital a bit later. And the reason why I'm actually going at night is because there's going to be a lot of traffic during the daytime, and due to the fact I could not find parking, and there's going to be active parking enforcement. Therefore, I'm actually going to just go in the night. And luckily this is actually a loading zone. Don't worry, this is not a no stop zone. This is actually a loading zone. But over here is the plaque here, King Bhumibol Adulyadej Square. Over here, this square commemorates the birth of His Majesty King of Thailand at Mount Auburn Hospital in Cambridge, Mass. In 1927, whilst his father, Prince Mahidol, was actually a Harvard Medical School student, which, if you don't know, is not in Cambridge but actually in Longwood Medical Area in Boston. So the reason why I mentioned this footnote is not only did he rule for 70 years starting in 1946, the year after World War II ended, he was also born here, to be honest, the city I actually live. And let me show you guys, I actually live in Cambridge using the parking permits over here. I'm sorry, it's a bit snowy in the area, but as you can see, this is actually the parking permit. I'm actually going to renew it. And if you were to drive about 1 kilometer west, you would actually find out Mount Auburn Hospital, which is actually a Harvard Medical School teaching hospital. Yes, as you can see, this is just kind of a regular hospital, not even the best hospital in Massachusetts, as the best hospitals are actually in Boston proper, which actually includes Mass General, Brigham Hospital, Boston Children's, Beth Israel, and several others such as Dana-Farber and stuff. But this is actually one of the local hospitals in Cambridge. And if you were to go 5 kilometers south, you would actually find this, which is actually 63 Longwood Avenue in Brookline, near Longwood Medical Area, about like 5 kilometers away from Cambridge Somerville, but about 1 mile away from Longwood Medical over there in Boston. So why not, I'm actually going to walk to this. And over here it is. This was the house where King Bhumibol actually lived during his early childhood. One of the houses, I'm not sure if this is the only one or if he lived in another house in Cambridge or something. But as you can see, despite the fact the king's mother lived all the way up until 1995, unfortunately the king's father did die like about a year after he received his degree. So when the king was only about 2 years old. And the family actually returned to Thailand after about 7 months. But over here is the house, yes. I'm not even joking. And now why not? I'll see you in Thailand. Welcome to Thailand. It is much warmer. I don't even have to wear any coat. I could actually wear short sleeves, as you can see here. And I still wear long sleeve pants, however, so whatever. But over here is the restroom. As you can see, this is actually Marvin Suites Hotel, and over here is the bed. So why not? I'm actually going to go out. I actually booked this hotel between the 16th and 20th, and actually checked in at around 6 a.m. So I can actually take a brief nap between 6:45 and 11:45 because I was really lethargic from the plane. So why not? I'm actually going to go down and actually eat some lunch. Why not? Okay guys, over here's my lunch. I only paid 105 baht or $3 for this, yes. And it does seem quite appetizing. I'll show you guys what the meal actually is. Okay guys, this is how much I paid, around $5.50, which is quite affordable for a meal like this. And over here is the restaurant. Now I'm actually going to go out and I'm going to go to the museum. After eating lunch, I decided to use the MRT system over here, and now this is actually the map. There's both the M as well as the BTS SkyTrain. My hotel is next to the San Luis train station, which is actually the SkyTrain. I'll show you guys that later, but why not? Let's go in. And tickets actually cost 25 baht. Yes. And let me show you guys what the card actually looks like. It actually looks like this, but you could actually get the ticket and the card as well. But I was given this black circle instead for this particular station. I just got out of the MRT. Unfortunately, they do not allow any photos, videos, so I cannot really show anything about the BTS SkyTrain nor the MRT. But here I am in Chinatown over here, and here's the gate. Let me show you guys. As you can see, it's over there, and I do not want to get hit or anything, so I'm just going to stay within the confines of the crosswalk. I'm even paranoid of getting hit in Vietnam, but in Thailand it's kind of a bit okay, to be honest. I don't really see as many motorbikes as in Vietnam, but still Thailand is quite a motorcycle-centric country. After going to the Chinatown gate, I'm actually going to cross through the Rommani State Park to actually go to the Thai Swing, and then from there I'm actually going to go to the Grand Palace and one of the temples near the Grand Palace. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I'm actually going to leave it down below. I'm now walking through the circumference of Rommani Nat Park. I'm sorry if I call it actually State Park. It is actually Nat. I'm not sure if it stands for national or not, but over here is what the park looks like. Now this whole park is around 11 acres, and in here it actually houses a prison museum. Yes, a corrections facility museum, and this is what the park looks like. I'm actually going to go here later, but why not? I'm actually going to walk to the Thai Swing as well as the temple over there before going to the Grand Palace. After about a 10 to 15 minute walk, I finally arrived at the Thai Swing over here, which is actually located in a rotary, and over there is the Wat Suthat temple, which was actually built in 1807 under King Rama I, and it is actually a first-grade royal temple and one of 10 in Bangkok. Yes, there are actually 10 temples. There's actually one near the Grand Palace, but this is amongst one of the temples closer to the center Bangkok over here. And this is actually what Bangkok looks like. So why not? I'm actually going to enter this Wat Suthat temple. Now originally when this temple was built, it was actually called Wat Maha Sutawat. So why not? I'm actually going to go in, but first let's ensure it's actually safe crossing. Okay, it's actually safe now, so I'm actually going to cross. And here I am on a rotary, and over here is actually the Thai Swing landmark. Next to this Wat Suthat temple is actually the Bangkok City Hall over here. I'm now in the temple complex over here, and this is actually the map of the temple complex. Now the temple actually took like 40 years to construct, to be honest. And of course, like common in Thailand and the rest of Southeast Asia, this is a Theravada temple. And now here's some more. Unfortunately, you do have to be quiet here once I enter the temple. But it does look quite epic, to be honest. Okay guys, I'm now going up. Now the appearances actually look quite ornate, kind of like many European churches and stuff, and cathedrals. I'm now outside of the temple, and over here is Rama X, yes, the current monarch. And over here is Rama IX. Yes, he was actually born in Cambridge, Mass. I'm now on the other side of the temple, and I'm not really sure if this is a Bodhi tree, but it does seem like it, to be honest. So now I'm going to go to the southern side of the temple. Now I'm on the other side of the temple. I just have to be quiet still. Here is another map of the temple. As you can see, this is actually where the temple actually is. And over here is the museum. Unfortunately, the museum is actually closed today and only opens on Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays and holidays. Yes, so no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But luckily, I'll be in Thailand during the weekends. But anyways, let's get out of the temple. Fun fact, it actually costs 100 baht for foreigners. Yes, foreigners actually charge extra compared to residents. I'm now completely out of the temple, and over in the lower terrace there are actually 28 Chinese pagodas, each representing at least one Buddha, to be honest. The 28 Buddhas inside the temple. And the temple is actually 21 meters high, so quite tall, to be honest. But why not, let's go to another temple. Over here is the Hindu Samaj, which is actually Hindu temple. Now next to the Suthat temple is actually a temple under this name. Yes, so what? Ratchabophit, Sathitmahasimaram, Ratchaworawihan. I'm sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. The word is really long, to be honest. But I'm actually going to go there next before going to the Grand Palace vicinity. Unfortunately, the Grand Palace actually closes at 3:30 p.m. After about a 10-minute walk, I finally arrived at Wat Ratchabophit, which is actually the name for short, which is how I'll be calling the temple, because the formal name is actually really long. Now this temple was actually built by Rama V in 1869, and it actually includes a golden Chedai, which is actually 43 meters tall. So why not, let's tour around the temple, shall we? Now this is what the temple looks like, and over there is the golden Chedai. Now inside you actually see a relic of Buddha, and the Chedai is actually in a Sri Lankan style, despite the fact this is in Thailand. Yes, the Sri Lankan style. I'm thinking I might go in, but I don't think any pictures or videos are allowed in this temple. So I'm just gonna go in quite fast. And luckily this is actually free and not 100 baht like the previous temple. But the abbot is actually the current patriarch of Thailand. Now I'm on the west side of the temple, and over here is a garden of some sort. Let me go around the garden, and then I'm actually going to enter the temple, the other side. As you can see, a ton of flowers and stuff. Like it is quite marvelous, even here, and it is actually free, to be honest. This whole thing is free. But this is actually garden, and over here is a stray cat. Kind of like in the Balkans and in other Islamic countries. Okay, so why not? I'm actually going to enter the temple once again for the last time before actually heading to another temple. And over here it is. Now over here is another park, Rajwaramahawihan Park. Over here, there's actually a fountain. So why not, I'm actually going to go in to see what this park is like. And it does look quite fancy. I do believe it's actually a public park of some sort. There is also botanic garden, but why not? I'm actually going to look for some other place to visit. I'm now in the Grand Palace area, and over here is the Territorial Defense Command. Over here is a temple, which is actually next to the Grand Palace, and over here is actually the Maki Prahom Fortress, and over there is where the Grand Palace actually is, but I'm not sure if it's open or not. Now over near the clock tower you would actually see two images. This is actually Rama the 10th, and over here is Rama the 9th, which is actually King Bhumibol, who was actually born in Cambridge, Mass. I'm not even joking. Yes, I just showed you at the beginning of the video that he was actually born at Mount Auburn Hospital. Now over here is the Royal Clock Tower, and now I'm gonna head to the Siam Museum to actually see what it actually looks like before actually heading to the temple. And unfortunately the Grand Palace is closed, so I'm actually going to head there maybe tomorrow or something. And over here is the Drum Tower, which was actually built in 1782 under the orders of King Rama I. Now coincidentally 1782 also marks the founding year of Bangkok, and this building was actually resurrected in 1982, about 200 years later. I'm now in the entrance of the Siam Museum over here. Okay guys, I'm now in the Siam Museum, and over here are some of the temples in Thailand. up into the more recent era. As you can see, this is actually what Arun over here. And over here is a recipe for Masavan curry. And here are some examples of Thai cuisine, as you can see over there as well. And even some more examples. Now, unfortunately, I did enter the museum a bit late because my debit card was actually locked, as well as my credit card from Bank of America. So I'm only around like 2,000 something baht or something, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm actually going to try to call the bank later to actually resolve the issue, because nowadays I'm kind of without money, which is kind of unfortunate, all because the bank screwed me up. And over here is a typical Thai school, as you can see, with all the desks and stuff, and CRT monitors from like the 90s. I'm not even joking. As you can see, these are actually beige, which is kind of odd, but you could actually do quite a lot on these computers, maybe during the 90s, but its functionality is limited. And I do believe there'll be like a lot more Windows 10 or Windows 11 computers, or even Chromebooks in Thailand. But this is fairly straightforward, just like many US schools. But except for the fact Thai students are actually forced to wear uniforms for school. And based on the activate Windows, it kind of seems like this computer runs a more modern version of Windows, despite being this antiquated. Now I'm actually inside a room which actually shows Thai stuff. As you can see, this is actually instant noodles and stuff, shoes, a bus ticket vending machine, the CD, and these are some like paintings and stuff. And I do believe this is actually medication, actually inhaler and balm over here. And over here, I'm not really sure what it is, but I do believe Lunar New Year is actually coming. And unfortunately, there's actually CCTV in operation. But here's some more material, including some Thai snacks. In this room, it actually mentions about religion in Thailand, which actually includes Hinduism, Buddhism, and other superstitious beliefs. As you can see, this is actually a dress of some sort, and over here is actually a widow ghost. So definitely a lot of superstition. And over here is actually a Brahmin gown. Yes, I'm not joking. And nowadays you would actually associate Brahmanism with Hinduism, to be honest. But here's some more pictures, and these are actually statues of numerous Buddhas, as well as monks. Now over here are actually numerous boxes, which actually include things. Now over here is the graduation ceremony, and over here is the wedding ceremony. Unfortunately, I cannot really find anything, but for some game cards and stuff, you would actually find stuff. So for example, Songkran Festival. Let's see what is in here. Yeah, I'm sorry if I reached through, but it does include a lot of things, to be honest. Tools in the box. And over here are Thai costumes and clothing, as you can see. I'm now in the third floor, and over here it does show some costumes and stuff, including some more Western costumes to the more ethnic ones over here. And it also includes an anomaly as well. Ronald McDonald, yes, I'm not even joking. And over here is the chart depicting the degrees of Thainess, including local culture, which includes tuk-tuk and street food and stuff, and temples, and then court culture like the Wat Arun and the Grand Palace, royal cuisine and stuff. And over here, it does show the court culture and ethnic groups, including like Thais and Muslims and certain like rural ethnicities. I'm in the very first exhibition, is this Thai? And over here it features all the questions about Thainess and stuff, as you can see. And over here is another Thai dress. I'm now in another room showing more Thai artifacts, and according to this pamphlet, we still can't define Thainess, although this word is used all the time. Why does it have to be complicated? And as you can see, it includes like some Thai pictures and stuff, even Thai dresses, and even pottery as well, and a phone case. Yeah, I'm not even joking. And over here's a radio of some sort, and this is actually a TV. And in the TV, it actually depicts Thai life during, I believe, the 90s or 80s, but I'm not too sure. And as you can see, here are some more artifacts in this room. And over there is a Thai flag. And here are some statues of Buddha. And here's some ornaments which actually belong to the Thai aristocracy, including Red Cloud. And I do believe this is actually a tray. And over here's an ewer. Here are some more aristocratic features which actually include the porcelain, mother of a pearl inlaid box, as well as the beto receptacle. And over here you could actually find more. I'm not sure what this is, but I'm actually going to go closer. And I do believe it's actually some royal chair or something. Yes, it does seem like a chair, but these are actually some manuscripts for numerous temples and Hindu temples in Thailand. Now in this room is the very final room in the first floor, and it does show the history of the museum as well as the architecture. Over here is actually the Lego replicas of like certain buildings. I can't really read, but as you can see, it does show Thai characters. And over here is what the museum looks like in its full glory. And it shows the Palatial facade, Colossal Order, Triumphal Arch and stuff. Sophisticated piano Nobel, piano terra as a strong bass. So it actually shows the architecture, and I do believe it is actually built in the eclectic style, which includes some like examples of neoclassicism and others. Actually, it is in classical revival style inspired by historical buildings in Greek and Roman periods, which was a popular movement in European countries and their colonies from the late 18th century all the way into the early 20th century. I've now left the Siam Museum, and over here is what the building looks like. Now I'm actually going to go to a temple which is actually called the Wat Phra Chetuphon. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the full name, but those are actually the first three words. So why not? I'm actually going to go there. Now I'm currently next to Wat Phra Chetuphon, and I do believe this is actually a neighborhood for all the Buddhist monks as well as the patriarch, as I did see some Buddhists just walking out from houses, and it is actually built in kind of a distinctive style. And over here is another stray cat over here, and as you can see, I do believe this is some neighborhood of some sort. And over there is where the Wat is. Now over here you could actually see a farmer's market, or even an outdoor market. I'm not sure what it's really called, but it does sell water for 10 baht. Now I'm inside the Wat Phra Chetuphon, and over here I do believe it's some like Lunar New Year event, as you can see with the Chinese or Thai sounding music. Yes, over here is actually the colloquial name Wat Pho, and over there is the full name Wat Phra Chetuphon Wimon Mangkhalaram Rajwaramahawihan. So why not, I'll see you guys in the temple. Now I'm currently at the entrance, and over here are several statues of Buddha. And here you would also find several more as well. And over here is what the entire temple complex actually looks like. Quite ornate, to be honest. Just like many palaces in Europe as well as cathedrals. And I'm not sure what this room actually is, but I'm actually going to peek in. And I do believe that is one of the King Ramas. I'm not too sure. You could actually comment down below. Now here's some fun facts about the Wat Pho. Its nickname is actually the Temple of Reclining Buddha because there's actually a 46-meter long Buddha that is reclining inside the temple. This temple is regarded as one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious, of the 6 temples in Thailand. If you don't know what I mean, it is actually the 6th of the highest grade in the first class of royal temples. This temple was built under Rama I's reign, and it actually features his ashes in here as well. So not only did he build this temple His ashes were also enshrined here. And this temple was actually built on an earlier temple site, which is known as Wat Wararam. And this temple was actually excessively renovated and expanded by Rama III. And another fun fact is, this is the very earliest center of education in Thailand. I'm now in the worship room, and this is not quite the Buddha I was looking for, but still nonetheless colossal. Now if you were to walk a bit more, you would actually see this, which is actually a museum, I believe so. It includes all the artifacts. And some of these are pictures and stuff. And if you were to go here, it actually includes some more. And at the end, it includes King Rama X. Yes, this is actually Rama III, which was the guy who actually expanded and renovated the temple. And over here is the current king of Thailand. And here's some more views of the magnificent temple over here. Here's some more music, and over here are some more buildings, and I do believe many of these are actually in a Theravada style. Over here are the numerous Chedai of the temple. Yes, these are actually called Great Chedais. And over here, King Rama III and King Rama IV. And over here, King Rama II and Rama I, who was actually the progenitor of the Rama dynasty. You might not really see well, but these are actually flashing lights over here. Now, unfortunately, to get to the reclining Buddha, I do have to leave the temple entirely, but it is still part of the Wat Pho complex nonetheless. Okay guys, here's some other parts of the temple in the west side. And over here it actually shows a smaller statue of Buddha. And due to the fact there is actually an event, I do believe the reclining Buddha statue is actually inaccessible at this moment. But over here is the welcome to Wat Pho sign. I'm now inside a Chinese pagoda on a pond, and over here is actually the crocodile pond, as you guys can see. Over here is the building for the reclining Buddha. Actually use an alternative road to actually get here. And over here is a Bodhi tree. It is actually called the Mai Kam Sali. So over here it is. And if you could recall, these are actually the Grand Chedais and stuff. So why not? I'm actually going to enter the reclining Buddha to see what it's all about. Now inside the Bodhi tree is actually one of many portraits of Rama X. And in here are actually more ornaments. Now unfortunately the reclining Buddha statue is actually 300 baht. So I'm actually just going to go out, and I'm gonna pay tomorrow, I believe so, when I have more money, because my bank is actually in a precarious situation now, to be honest. Even though I do have several thousand, actually tens of thousands of dollars in the bank, I cannot really access my bank account nor my debit card. After about an hour taking numerous buses and trains, I finally arrived at San Luis, which is where my hotel actually is, Marvin Suites Hotel. And why not? I'm actually going to eat at the Soy Bangkok restaurant, which is over here. And yes, this is the restaurant. I'm now inside the restaurant, which is at the hotel, and over here is the Khao Phat Goong over here. This costs 190 Thai baht, and why not? I'm actually going to eat. After about a night sleeping, I finally woke up at around 7:30. But first off, I did have to call the bank. So now it is about 9:45. As you can see over there. And now I'm actually going to go to the train station to actually visit the Grand Palace. Now over here is where the SkyTrain actually is. I'm now currently at a restaurant with this name, Hon Don Silom, and I paid 90 baht for rice noodles with chicken curry. But here is actually one quirk about Thailand. It actually uses the Buddhist calendar, so instead of seeing the year 2025, you actually see the year 2568, which is actually 543 years ahead. And yes, BE does mean the Buddhist era. And over here what the days are called, as well as the months. So if you wonder why the calendar is in 2568, it is because of the Buddhist calendar. And yes, according to Google Gemini, these are the countries which actually use the Buddhist calendar, including Thailand, which is official. I've just finished eating, and why not? I'm actually going to go to the electronics store before going to the Grand Palace, because I do need to buy some extra chargers and stuff and charging ports, because guessed it, the Romania fiasco. Yeah, remember that bus? Actually, the train from Bucharest to Budapest. Unfortunately, there are no electronic stores anywhere near that intersection in Siam Center. So therefore, I'm actually going to go to the Reclining Buddha. Yes, after resolving with the bank. Unfortunately, I could not really come yesterday just because of all the bank issues and stuff. So I was only able to go to the temple. Yeah, but over here is a drum. I do believe so. So I'm now just gonna hit gently. Why not? And then I'm going to go to the 46-meter Reclining Buddha. Now over there is the building where the Reclining Buddha is, but over here are some smaller Buddhas, so why not? I'm actually going to go to the very, very colossal Buddha. Yes, during the daytime. And as you can see, the lines are kind of a bit long, but I'll go in and show you guys what it is all about. Why not? Yes, in here. Okay guys, I'm now inside, and over here is the Reclining Buddha. And yes, that's just the head alone. It is actually much bigger than me, to be honest. I'm like 5'7", so I'm not really that short, but I'm considered short compared to the average white person, where the average white person is around 5'10". And yes, that head, it's really giant, to be honest. I could actually fit inside the Buddha's mouth, yeah, to be honest. But over here it is, yeah, as you can see. I'm now going to show this. This is actually a far smaller Buddha here. And here's some more, yeah. As you can see, strikingly giant. Another Buddha. Yeah, you can't believe it. It's actually 46 meters long, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, as you can see, it's absolutely strikingly long, even longer than my entire house. Actually longer than like many McMansions, to be honest. As I do believe this is at least several thousand square feet on its own. But over here I do believe there's some royal figures and stuff. And over here is where it starts to end. Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely long. I'll show you guys how long it is in feet, because this will be absolutely insane, to be honest. Many like McMansions are like around 3,000 square foot big, so if you were to have one floor be 1,500 square feet, then you would have like 50 by 30, and the feet alone are absolutely colossal. Anyways, that is the very end. Over here, it is, yeah, absolutely insane. Now over here is the entire Reclining Buddha. After going to the Reclining Buddha, I finally arrived at the Great Chedai's, which was actually closed yesterday, but over here are some of the lights and stuff, and a reason why there were actually flashing lights during the night. And why not? Let's explore this, shall we? So over here you do see numerous statues of Buddha, and you even see the fact that Wat Pho has been expanded since its inception, and now it looks more like this. And another intriguing asset is the Museum of Siam was actually opened only 19 years ago. Based on my countings, in just this building, there are actually 189 statues of Buddha, probably even more. I'm not really sure the true numbers, but I did see the number 189. I'm now in the Thai massage room over here. It also shows several statues of Buddha as well. These are actually slightly bigger than the previous ones, but nowhere as big as the Reclining Buddha. And over here it does show several different variants of Thai massage, including Isan massage and even Bangkok massage, Phuket, Pattaya and stuff, all these cities, Chiang Mai. So here's some categories of Thai massage. Nuat Thai, which is actually Thai traditional massage, and maybe several more, but I'm not too sure. Okay guys, this is another building detailing about Thai massage and its history, and as you can see, it does discuss about Wat Pho School of Medicine over here and its partnerships. Yes, the US is actually included, and guess what? Rama the Ninth over there was actually born in Cambridge, Mass, nonetheless. And his parents studied at Harvard Medical School when he was born. Now over here is actually a bed for massage. And if you want to see, some of these are actually herbs and stuff, including balm. And yes, tiger balm is actually quite ubiquitous in Asia. Now over here is the history of the name Wat Pho. As you can see, this is actually the Wat Pho temple complex. And Wat Pho actually means a temple of a Bodhi tree. I'm now completely out of the Wat Pho temple. I'm now heading to the Grand Palace, and over here are actually some Thai peasants. I'm now on the way to the Grand Palace, and over here is the Rajwaramahawihan Palace, and over there is actually the Ministry of Defense in Bangkok, Thailand. And this whole thing is actually a fortress. After a few minutes walking, I'm finally in the walking route to the Grand Palace, and over here is actually the whole complex. Yes, inside there's actually the temple of the Emerald Buddha, which I might visit as well. But why not? I'm actually going to enter the palace then. Okay guys, I'm finally at the Grand Palace over here after going through the tunnel. And unfortunately I do have to put my camera a bit down because there are some soldiers around here. I'm now finally inside the Grand Palace. It actually costs 500 baht, which is quite expensive compared to some of the other places, but I do believe it's absolutely worth it because in the inside the appearance is quite ornate, to be honest. And this has been the official residence of the King of Siam, aka Thailand, since 1782, the inception of Thailand and Bangkok. As you can see, this is what the garden actually looks like. It does look quite magnificent, similar to that of many European castles and stuff, but in a different fashion than like with Europe. But the king, the court, and then the government are all based on this residence up until about 1925. I'm actually going to go in now, and unfortunately Rama the Ninth, yes, the Cantabrigian Rama and Rama the Tenth do not live in this palace, but this palace is actually used for official purposes. Now I'm currently inside the Grand Palace, and look at it. The architecture is quite magnificent. It's kind of more like a Disney World. Actually even better than Disney World, to be honest. But over here is the architecture. Quite exquisite, to be honest, even compared to many Baroque palaces in Europe. Unfortunately in this building no photos or videos are allowed. But basically, even though Rama the 9th and 10th don't live in this palace, Rama the 10th actually lives in Ampon Satan Palace, and Rama the 9th, yes, the Cantabrigian Rama, actually lives in Chite Lada Royal Villa. And yes, both are actually in the Dusit Palace, which is not in a Grand Palace. Now this palace was actually constructed in 1782 and in the orders of Rama the First, who was actually the progenitor of the Shakarai dynasty, as well as the Rama family. Now the capital used to be in Thornbury, which is actually not a city before 1782, but by 1932 the royal monarchy, the absolute monarchy, was actually abolished. But as you can see, it does look quite splendid, to be honest, in every single intricate detail here. And there's a lot of attention to detail in this palace. Now, due to the abolition of the royal government in 1932, all the government offices have been moved out of this palace and into several other places, to be honest. But why not let's take a look around at this. I'm not sure what any of the buildings are called, but I could actually look at the guide later. But this does seem quite golden, to be honest. Unfortunately, I cannot really enter. I can only look at it from a distance. Over here is actually the Royal Pantheon. Now, some fun facts about the palace. This palace is around 220,000 square meters big, which is quite big, to be honest, but not as big as the Palace of Parliament in Romania, Bucharest. And let me recall, the Palace of the Parliament is 365,000 square meters big in Bucharest. Yes, amongst the biggest in the world. And over here is the model of Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Yes, if you're not familiar, the Angkor Wat is based in Siem Reap, Cambodia, which is the second largest city in Cambodia after Phnom Penh. Now I'm currently below the Pantheon over there, the Royal Pantheon, And now let me show you guys this building, which is actually the whole Phra Nak. And let me go to this building as well. And I do believe, I'm not too sure, at least I don't have a guide with me, but over here is another sanctuary, to be honest. This is what the interior looks like. Over there is a Vihara Yacht Chapel. Inside the Grand Palace you would also see the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. Let me show you guys. Over here it is, the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, which is actually the most sacred temple in all of Thailand. And construction actually started in 1783 under the orders of Rama I. And every single successive king has been involved in resurrecting and adding new features to this temple. And every year there's actually several official delegations inside this temple. So why not, I'm actually going to walk to the temple. Here are actually two demon guardians. One is actually Wiran Jumbang over here, and then the other is actually named Mayap over here. Sorry if I butcher the names, but why not, let's enter this sacred site to see what it's all about. I do believe it's the same as the previous building, unfortunately. Now over here, two more demon guardians, Saha Sadecha over here, and then this other person is Toksakan over here. And based on what I found, the entire complex is the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. I'm now off to the Grand Palace, and this looks quite dope, to be honest. Over here is actually the quote-unquote exit. I finally arrived in the Grand Palace, and the first thing you're treated to is actually the Amarinda Vinijaya Throne Hall. I'm not sure if I could enter, but instead of entering the throne hall, why not I enter the main palace, which is actually built in the eclectic style, as you can see, with some classical revival, neoclassical content, as well as Baroque content, and even, you guessed it, Thai content as well. I'm not even joking. Yes, so it's essentially in the eclectic style. Unfortunately, you cannot enter the eclectic palace, which is kind of unfortunate. It's not like any palaces in Europe I visited, such as the Belvedere, Hofburg, and of course Schönbrunn, and the Buddha Palace in Budapest, as well as, you guessed it, the Palace of Parliament and the Palais de Versailles. But if you don't know, this building is actually called the Shakri Maha Prasad Hall. Over there, if you can't see, is actually the Phra Maha Montien, which is actually at the very center of the Grand Palace. Now this palace used to be the residential and sleeping abode of the kings, and every single coronation since Rama II actually happened in this palace. And this palace actually started construction in 1785 and in the orders of Rama I. And fun fact, there were only two buildings in its beginning stages, the Chakra Phan Phimam Throne Hall and the Faizan Taksin Throne Hall. But then under Rama II, there were several expansions of this building over there. Yes, what I mean was the Phra Maha Montien. Now, as for this building, there were actually 9 major and minor halls, and it was actually built under Rama V's reign in the 19th century. And once you cross through this gate, you will actually see this, which is actually the Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall over here. Over here is the Prana Mahamontien, and from what it appears, it is currently under renovation. But I'm actually going to try to enter this palace, to be honest. Unfortunately, it seems like you cannot enter it. I exited the Grand Palace altogether, and over here is actually the Temple of the Emerald Buddha Museum. Now over here is another part of the palace. This is actually the Queen Sikit Museum of Textiles. But why not, I'm actually going to cross the river into yet another temple. Specifically, the temple we're on our way to is actually this, which is actually the Wat Arun Ratchawararam Ratchawaramahawihan, which is on the other side of the river. After a bit of rest, I finally arrived at the Tat Tien Pier, and I'm actually going to take the boat all the way to the Wat. Now over there is the Wat Arun, and over here is actually the ferry. It actually only costs 5 baht, which is extremely cheap, to be honest. After paying about 5 baht, I'm finally in the boat. As you can see, guys, this is what the boat looks like. After about 10 minutes waiting for the boat to actually disembark, and about 5 minutes for the boat to actually transfer all the way from one side of the river to the other, I'm finally in Wat Arun. As you can see over there, that is the temple, and it's quite iconic, to be honest. And let me tell you guys some fun facts about Wat Arun. Here are some of the fun facts about the Wat Arun. It was first built in the 17th century, around 1656 or before, and the temple actually derived its name from the Hindu god Aruna. And as you can see, there's actually a distinctive spire up there. That was actually completed in 1851 under the reigns of Rama II and Rama III. And during the 17th century, it was actually known as Wat Bang Makok, and it actually existed during the Ayutthaya kingdom prior to King Nirai's reign. So why not, let's go to the temple to actually see what it's looked like in the inside. Now, instead of this being a drum, these are actually bells, to be honest. So why not, I'm actually going to play the bells for a bit. As you can see, this is how the bells are played. And actually using this, the stick is actually far more effective. But why not, let's explore some bit more of this temple. Over here is amongst many of the buildings in the Wat Arun, where you can actually worship Buddha. Now I'm inside the room over here. Now I'm actually leaving the assembly hall, of which I just showed you guys, and I'm now going to cross through the stupa, of which this is actually the prang, aka the spire. So now why not, I'm actually going to cross into the stupa, where I'm actually going to climb all the way up. As you can see, this is actually the stupa, and then later I'm going to go to the old ordination and old assembly hall, and this is where the iconic part of the Wat Arun actually is. Okay guys, I'm actually going to climb up over here, the Wat Arun stupa. I'm not sure how high would it be, but my legs are kind of a bit tired due to all the debilitating steps I did have to take on the metro. But as you can see, yes. I'll show you guys the skyline of Bangkok once I reach the top. Unfortunately, the entrance to the top of the stupa is actually barricaded. You cannot really go through this, so this is basically the highest we could go, unfortunately. But over here is the temple, Wat Arun. Unfortunately, the steps are really steep and I might fall to oblivion if I were to not be careful. But over here is actually the ordination hall, and over there is the assembly hall. Sorry for getting mixed. Okay guys, it's now to say goodbye to the Wat Arun, and this temple is actually known as the Temple of Dawn in English over here, so why not, I'm actually going to go out and I'm actually going to see the arterial part of this temple. Okay guys, we're now outside and I'm actually going to pay another 5 baht to cross the river. And over here is I don't know who it is, but I do believe it's some like religious figure or maybe political figure. I could not really read Thai, but I think it's some prominent person in Thailand. And I do believe the Bodhi tree is somewhere around here. Okay guys, I completely exited the complex, and now I'm actually going to eat dinner. I've not ate since around like 10:20 or something, so I think maybe now is the correct time to actually eat dinner. It is now like 5:30. Okay guys, I'm now at the IZN near Tat Tien, and over here is the Pad Thai. I paid 120 baht for this, and why not, I'm actually going to eat this. I just finished eating dinner, and why not, I'm actually going to go to Nana Plaza, which would actually open at 19 o'clock, which means about an hour. And unfortunately, I would not be able to record as much because I don't want to get demonetized from YouTube. But over here is some street food, to be honest. And I actually do crave street food in Thailand more than in Vietnam, as Vietnam is a bit poorer, and I do believe it's not as sanitary. But Thailand street food is quite fine, to be honest. After nearly an hour on the bus, I finally arrived at the Nana Plaza. Well, in the area of the Nana Plaza. Unfortunately, I might not be able to show you guys much because I'm really paranoid of being demonetized from YouTube just due to entering this, to be honest. So I would probably enter with some precautions, as the Nana Plaza is kind of too provocative for YouTube in my opinion. But let me tell you a story about prostitution in Thailand. In 1908, prostitution was legalized, despite the fact Thailand is an abolitionist country in terms of prostitution. In fact, if you were to solicit prostitution, you would be like fined or even arrested, to be honest. And despite the fact prostitution is actually legal in Thailand, pornography is still illegal in Thailand, just like much of Asia. And if you were like producing or disseminating porn, then you would probably likely meet the authorities and probably end up in prison or something. So due to this, many people actually use VPNs to actually circumvent the porn ban in Thailand. Over here is the Nana Plaza, and beware, I might like end up censoring some things. Now fortunately I cannot really record anything, as the Nana Plaza actually does not allow recording. So it is kind of fortunate I do not have to censor any footage, to be honest. But I actually did pay $200 for the beer. Now the Nana Plaza actually originally started as a shopping center during the 70s, but then in the 80s the bars moved in, and then so does the night strippers. After sleeping for about 9 hours, because I do have to make up for the sleep deprivation, I arrived at the Bangkok Art Center, and now I'm actually going to try some Thai food, before going to the Jim Thompson House Museum. Over here is my rice noodles. It only costs 55 baht, yes. And it includes these as well. So less than $2 for this. I'm not even joking. I'm actually going to eat and then see you guys soon. After walking what is into a dead end, I'm finally close to the Jim Thompson house, which is actually a Thai-style teak house built by American entrepreneur Jim Thompson. After paying 200 baht, I'm finally at the museum over here. As you can see, the house is kind of a bit distinctive, to be honest. Kind of more like any American tree house, but over here it is. Okay guys, now it's noontime and the tour actually begins. So over here I do believe is Jim Thompson, who is actually an American entrepreneur. Okay guys, so to preface, Jim Thompson's full name is actually James Harrison Wilson Thompson. He was actually born in 1906 in Greenville, Delaware, and he actually revitalized the Thai silk industry during the 1950s and 1960s, but unfortunately he actually disappeared in 1967 in Malaysia. And who knows if he's even found since. I do believe he's probably dead, to be honest, just because he would be like 119 years old if he was still alive. I just exited the museum after a 45-minute tour. Unfortunately, there's no video allowed, so I'm just going to show you guys some pictures. And here's some more fun facts about Jim Thompson. He was actually born in Greenville, Delaware, just like I said before, to a prominent family based in textile manufacturing. And if you don't know Greenville is actually an affluent suburb of Philadelphia, about 30 miles south of Philadelphia and quite close to Wilmington. It has a median household income of $140,000, and at least 80% of people have at least a 4-year degree. That number is comparable to many affluent suburbs such as Cambridge and Newton and stuff. During his university years, he actually studied at Princeton University for his BS, and then for his postgraduate degree he actually studied at UPenn School of Architecture. And then somewhere around World War II he was enlisted in the OSS, which was the precursor of the CIA. And then in 1945 he actually moved into Thailand. He was actually relocated here by the end of World War II due to the fact he was enchanted by the uniqueness of Bangkok, yes, the idiosyncrasy. And afterwards he just stayed in Bangkok for around 22 years, and this house was actually built in 1959, and he lived there for 8 years until his disappearance in the Cameron Highlands of Malaysia. And this is what his house looks like, and luckily he does have like electricity as well as running water and even a restroom, to be honest, as well as even AC. But the unfortunate thing is he could not even speak any word of Thai. He has to rely on a translator to even comprehend with many of the locals. After the Jim Thompson House Museum, why not? I'm actually going to go all the way to Chinatown at the Yaowarat Road and actually enjoy that area for a bit more. As you guys know, Thailand actually does have a significant Chinese population. At least 10 to 15% of Thailand's population is actually Han Chinese. And because there's a ton of intermixing and stuff, many have been assimilated into Thai society. And the vast majority could have at least some descent, to be honest. Not only are many assimilated into Thai society, unlike the US, to that, many Chinese in Thailand actually have Thai names. After about 2 hours getting lost, because Google Maps actually deceived me to trying to find the correct station, I finally arrived at the Chinatown in Bangkok. As you can see, this is actually the walking road. Now this is going to be extremely narrow and claustrophobic, so be careful. Yeah, I can't even believe people could actually bike in here, to be honest. But over here is actually the walking street. They do even sell bubble tea as well for like less than $1 US. And as you can see, there are actually a ton of shops, to be honest. So why not? I'm actually going to go to Yaowarat Road. Now inside the walking street, you would actually find a shrine, of which it is far less claustrophobic than that walking street. And it is actually called the Leng shrine over here. Now I'm actually going to take my shoes off and go in. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to record or not, but over here is the shrine. So yeah, fortunately, like my shoes would not be stolen, just like the temples. But over here it is, the shrine. You know, in about 11 days it'll be Chinese New Year and even Tet in Vietnam. So here it is, to be honest, the Tho Chur Association of Thailand. And as you can see, there are lots of fruits and stuff to prepare for the New Year's. I'm now back on a trek to Yaowarat Road. I'm sorry if I butchered the pronunciation, but as you can see, this is actually the walking street over here. Luckily, it's far less claustrophobic than before, but still, it's still claustrophobic. And it is exacerbated by all the motorcycles and stuff. As you can see, there are actually some motorcycles just a few minutes before. But why not? I'm actually going to go to the iconic roads. And yes, we finally made it to Yaowarat Road over here, which is actually a major street in Chinatown, Bangkok. Now why not? Let's walk this street to actually get to Wat Samphlun. After about a 10 to 15 minute walk due to all the claustrophobia, I finally arrived at Wat Samphlun over here. And over there is actually a paid restroom, just like many in the EU. And now I'm actually going to go into the temple. Now the short name for this temple is Wat Chakrawat. And from what I could tell, there's basically nobody here. I just went up, and as you can see, there's some tranquility, at least from all the claustrophobia. But over here is the temple. Okay, yeah. I can't even believe there is basically zero people here, to be honest. Only like a few, like mostly Thai locals. I've not really seen any foreigners anywhere around here, to be honest. And it just seems so like serene and stuff. Absolutely relaxing, yeah. But I think I might just go out, to be honest, as it's not really a tourist destination. Now if you were to go in here, it is actually the ordination hall, and over there is actually the Chedai. Yes, I can't even believe there's absolutely zero people here. Maybe only a few, but no foreigners. Wow. Okay, I might go out now. Now I'm on the way to the Ong Ang Canal, and before going there, I do have to go through this, which is actually the Sampang market over here, which is another of the Chinatown markets. So why not? I'm actually going to cross through that busy market, to be honest, to even get to the canal. After getting out of this claustrophobia, here is the Ong Ang Canal over here. Now in 2020, this whole canal was actually revitalized to actually include a walking street as well as a night market and even a market, to be honest. So not only could you buy goods, you could also buy food as well, just like any other of those markets. So when I'm just gonna walk through the Ong Ang over here. but I've not really seen any boats yet, to be honest. I don't know when the boats would actually come, but as you can see, this is what the walking street actually looks like. I'm now near another temple, and this street is actually Wat Kan Matu Yaram over there. And why not, I'm actually going to go to a Chinese temple. And yes, the temple is actually called Wat Lang Noi Yi. And over here it is. Here's the temple. As you can see, I'm not really sure if this is really a temple or not, but I'm actually going to go in to check out what it's all about. Well, the formal Thai name is actually this, Wat Mangkon Kamalawat. And over here is the temple. Yes, the Chinese temple here. This temple was first built in 1846, and 25 years after that, it was actually designated as a Mahayana Buddhist temple. And this is definitely by far the biggest and most major Chinese temple in all of Bangkok. So why not, let's go in. Over here is where Lunar New Year is actually celebrated. So yeah, as you can see, it looks quite dope in the inside, and definitely far different from that of many other wats in Thailand. As you can see, definitely a more like Sino flair. Okay guys, I'm now exiting this temple, and I'm now looking for some other place to visit. Okay guys, I'm now on a street corner. I'm actually going to buy this iPad for 200 baht. This here only costs 100 baht, which is like less than $3. But unfortunately, these devices are iCloud locked, so I could not really do much about it. It's kind of like buying paperweights. So why not, I'm just going to go to another temple. Okay guys, over here is Wat Trai mit Witthayaram Worawihan. Unfortunately, it has closed, so why not, I'm actually going to come here tomorrow. So instead of going to this temple, why not, I'm actually going to take the public transit all the way to Lumphini Park and actually enjoy there and eat dinner around the Lumphini Park before returning to the hotel. I'm now on the way to Lumphini Park, and over there is actually, I do believe, some event or something. As you can see, another canal. And now I'm actually going to try to navigate this convoluting intersection to actually go to the train station. Actually, over there is some like farmer's market or something. Now over there is the main Bangkok railway station. I'm not sure where it actually takes you to, if it takes you around Thailand or to other ASEAN countries. After a while walking, I finally arrived at the Lumphini Park over here, and let me tell you guys what it is all about. This park was first opened in 1925 as a multi-purpose park, and it is heavily regarded as the city's first public park. In fact, not only is it the first public park, it is quite colossal as well, at around 360 rai, or essentially 142 acres or 57 hectares. Now fortunately, unlike any parks in like Spain where like there are a lot of stray dogs and stuff, this park does not allow dogs except certified guide dogs. Yes, which means I could have a more peace of time walking through this park. And of course, like, smoking is actually banned in this park and prohibited, so you cannot really smoke. Also, this park is actually at the Lumphini station, and the other side of it is actually the Siam station. Over there is actually one Bangkok, an entire complex, which also includes a mall. And over there is a Thai-Belgian bridge. Now, for those of you who are wondering why I do not ride any tuk-tuks, I do believe tuk-tuks are kind of a rip-off, and many of them actually charge extortionate prices, to be honest. Over there it is, the warning. Certified guide dogs are allowed in this park, and the hours are between 4:30 and around 22 o'clock. Now this park actually does include two artificial lakes. Over here is actually one, and if you were to go to the very end, there's actually another artificial lake with a bridge. Now if you were to walk a bit more, you would actually find out the Chinese pavilion over here. Now if you were to see over there is actually the Sino-Thai pavilion. Over here is another artificial lake over here, and if you were to go inside the artificial lake, you would actually find an island, and the island and the mainland are actually connected via the Jamadin Bridge. Now this is actually the major artificial lake in Lumphini Park, and over there is actually a fountain. Oh, it's gone now, unfortunately, but it used to be there. And unfortunately, this is nowhere going to be as tall as the Jet D'eau in Geneva, Switzerland, but I do believe it will actually return, and I'll show you guys. I'm now inside the artificial island, and over there is the lake in full, and as you can see, this is sort of completely surrounded. Okay guys, now this is the Jamadin Bridge. I'm now going to eat dinner after this because my legs are quite tired, to be honest, quite lethargic due to all the walking. After quite a long time enjoying, I finally exited the Lumphini Park, and over there is a statue of Rama VI. So why not? I'm actually going to walk all the way to Siam Center and actually eat before returning to the hotel and then doing the laundry. Okay guys, I'm now in the restaurant and I paid about 150 baht for this. And this is what the restaurant is. Ban Ying, original Siam kitchen. This is actually fried rice with Vietnamese sausage. So why not? I'm actually going to eat and then I'm going to go to the hotel. After spending one more night at the hotel, I'm now outside for the very last day in Bangkok, and I'm now going straight down to, you guessed it, the other Watts that I showed you guys yesterday, which actually closed at 5 o'clock p.m. because unfortunately I could not actually come there yesterday, so why not? I'm actually going to go there first before eating lunch. After arriving at the Hua Lamphong station and then leaving the station, I'm on my way to the temple over there, so why not? I'll see you guys at the temple. Now we finally made it. This is Wat Trai Mit, the short term for the other name I showed you guys yesterday. So some fun facts about this temple. You might think this temple is actually a first-class temple. Well, it is actually a second-class temple, ironically, and it used to be called Wat Sim Chin Thai before 1940, when it was actually reconstructed into this, which is actually in the post-absolute monarchy style architecture for Buddhist temples in Thailand. And this temple actually houses both a golden Buddha as well as the Warat Chinatown Heritage Center. Even though this temple was first built under the reign of Rama III by 3 Chinese friends, it was actually reconstructed in the 1930s and 1940s, and hence the current name. Okay guys, here is the Wat. It is actually quite spectacular, to be honest, and opulent, ostentatious, just like some of the other temples that are first class. So you might believe this is actually first class, but really it is a second class temple, which is kind of ironic. Unfortunately, no videos allowed, so I'm not going to show you guys any footage in this temple. I'm now outside of the Wat Mit Trai, and as you can see over there is actually the Chinatown gate, another one of them. After visiting the temple over there, why not? I would eat something. This costs around 100 baht, which is quite affordable. This is actually soup wonton noodles and stuff. As you can see, it does taste quite delicious. I'm actually going to eat and then I'm going to go somewhere else. I just finished eating, and over there is actually Padung Kum Kasem, and now I'm actually going to take the metro to actually visit one of the outdoor markets and stuff. Specifically, the market I'm referring to is actually the Chatuchak weekend market. So why not? I'm actually going to go to the Blue Line to actually get access to that market. After about a 30-minute train ride, I finally arrived at Chatuchak Park over here. And no, it does not allow any bikes or skateboards or anything. And no one of these people. And no dogs, of course, just like the other Lumphini Park. So why not? I'm actually going to go into the park to actually find out what it's all about. Okay guys, so this park actually sit on what used to be state railway roads, and this park was actually built in 1975. It is about 0.3 square kilometers big, which means it is quite colossal, to be honest, just like the Lumphini Park. And this was actually opened in 1975 under the reign of Rama IX, yes, the Canterbury Rama, on his 48th birthday, aka 4 cycles birthday in Thailand. And the reason why this park's name is actually Chatuchak is because Chatuchak actually meant 4 cycles. Now over here is the artificial lake, and as you can see there's actually a pink bridge, and it is quite well embellished with a lot of trees and flowers and stuff, just like that of the Lumphini Park. And there are actually 2 parks adjoining with the Chatuchak, which includes the Queen Circuit and the Rommani Park. Okay guys, I'm now going to U-turn, actually turn left into the Queen Circuit Park before actually going all the way to, you guessed it, the Chatuchak weekend market. I'm now heading out of the Chatuchak Park, and I'm now going to head towards the Queen Circuit Park over there before actually going to the weekend market. I've now just entered the Queen Circuit Park, and over here you could actually see a lot more trees and a lot more cover, to be honest, so it is going to be a lot cooler. But this is going to be in a different style than that of the Chatuchak Park. Yeah, definitely a more forest vibe. in here, but let me show you guys later. Okay guys, in the Queen Circuit Park you would also find some flowers and stuff, just like the previous Chatuchak Park. And basically these three parks are actually adjoining each other and adjacent to each other, to be honest. So I do believe these three parks are actually kind of like one massive park instead of just three separate parks, in my opinion. But why not? Let's head out to the market. I'm currently near the exit, and as you can see, there are actually a lot of palm trees around here. I'm kind of near the end here, and over here is actually deciduous forest, kind of like those forests you actually see in Massachusetts and stuff. And over there is actually a tiger, and over there I do believe is some sort of cattle, and this is definitely an elephant for sure. So why not? I'm actually just going to leave and actually go to the Chatuchak Weekend Market. After a while walking, I finally arrived at the Chatuchak Weekend Market. Over here, this is actually JJ Mall, but I'm now going to go to the Weekend Market, which is actually ironically indoors. Now what's quite intriguing is this is actually the JJ Mall in Bangkok. It is not quite the Chatuchak Weekend Market, but it is very, very close. And just like the Chatuchak Park, the Chatuchak Weekend Market is actually adjoining with like at least several different malls and stuff. Okay guys, directly outside of the JJ Mall is actually this, which is actually the Chatuchak Weekend Market over here. Now I'm actually going to try to find some like juice and stuff to actually drink. And over here it also sells like dogs, I believe so. I've not really seen many dogs in Thailand, to be honest. Unlike in Vietnam, where I see dogs like essentially everywhere, especially the stray ones, to be honest, where they could easily chase and even bite you. In fact, I'm very paranoid about dogs, especially being chased and eaten and getting infected by rabies. Okay guys, now just enter the shadows, and as you can see, even more food and drinks here. But why not? I'm just going to bypass this and actually try to find something to like eat for snacks and stuff before I eat any dinner at around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Here are some more animals in cages and stuff you could actually buy for like I do believe 500 baht or something. So I'm not really sure. But as you can see, here's some birds and even a cat. So why not? I'm actually going to go a bit more to see what it's all about here. Because I did see kind of a lot of animals, to be honest. As you can see, even more birds and stuff. And I do believe these are some branches, but I'm not too sure. Yes, you could actually find a lot to buy. This is sort of like an outdoor market. But I do hear there's also an indoor component as well. So it's kind of like a mix between outdoor and indoor. But I'm not really sure if this is the actual Chatuchak market. But why not? Let's go inside a bit, shall we? Some rabbits and stuff, and I do believe, I'm not really sure what this is. These are just boxes and stuff, but I do believe we've hit a dead end now. Now, as we say a temporary goodbye to the market, why not? I'm actually going to enter Mixed Tea Chatuchak over here, which is another of the malls, along with JJ Mall. I'm not even joking. I know it's kind of a bit weird, yeah, to have like at least 2 or 3 shopping centers. Kind of like the one in like Framingham, Natick, where there's Shoppers World and Natick Mall. Or even in Boston, where there's Prudential Center and Copley. But why not? I'm just going to enter the Mixed Tea to see what there is in there. And now I'm in, as you can see. A lot of clothing here for sale, and you even have food as well. Now I'm inside the indoor shop over here, and I'm not sure what to do here, but I just see a lot of luggages and stuff, clothing here, and even humidifiers as well. 2 years ago I visited Europe, and I actually was infected by laryngitis, and due to the fact there is actually no viable humidifiers, I did suffocate from laryngitis all the way up to the end of the trip when I actually returned home, and actually became a bit sick. Okay guys, due to the fact it's really hot, I'm just gonna take a rest at the mall and actually drink the coconut juice, which I actually bought for 50 baht, so why not? I'm actually gonna see you guys soon at the east wing of the Chatuchak market. After a while resting, I finally arrived at the Chatuchak weekend market over here. Now this is actually the real deal on the east side. On the west side is actually the JJ Mall, the JJ Pet Market, as well as the mixed tea Chatuchak. So I was kind of a bit confused, to be honest, but I considered the entire complex to actually be Chatuchak, to be honest. And here it is. Basically you can get a lot of food and stuff, even coconut juice as well, from real coconuts and stuff. And of course you do get a lot of souvenirs and stuff. So I'm not sure if I would buy anything, but here's everything you can get. Yeah, basically like from trees and stuff to flowers, and even luggages as well. But luckily I did get a new luggage, to be honest, because the old one actually broke in Europe, in Romania. Yeah, basically a lot of being sold here, clothing and stuff. So why not, I'm just gonna browse around this market. You could also find some glasses and vases as well, and even some perfume as well. So basically this is the old to go shop, kind of like the Bentan market, to be honest. And this is far less claustrophobic than that of the Chinatown market, because I could at least walk. And luckily there's some shade here, so this is kind of a mix of an outdoor and indoor market. I'm now on the other side, and you could actually find some souvenirs as well as wooden spoons, to be honest. Wooden pottery over here, medicine. Yes, these are actually inhalers and stuff, and even cloth and silk as well. So why not? I'm just going to go around a bit more until actually leaving. Unfortunately, due to the fact it's so hot, why not? I'm just gonna leave the Chatuchak weekend market. There are a lot of things to actually buy, but I'm not thinking of buying anything. But over here is the other side. As you can see, even more things to buy here, and more shops. So why not? I'm actually going to go to the Victory Monument. After 5 stops from Chetuphon to the Victory Monument, I finally arrived at the Victory Monument over here. Now this monument is entirely Western in design, and it actually does name 656 soldiers who actually died in the Franco-Thai War. And this whole monument was actually built in 1941 to commemorate the Thai victory in the Franco-Thai War between Thailand and Vichy France. Now the fun fact is, this is at the very center of the intersections between 3 different streets: Fayon Yotin, Fayatai and Ratchawithi streets. Now this monument is actually 50 meters tall, and it is a stark contrast to the Democracy Monument, of which that is entirely Thai by design. This is actually entirely Western. Due to the fact this is only a monument, why not? I'm actually going to go back to the BTS Skytrain, and I'm going to take you guys to the Democracy Monument in Bangkok. I'm now heading to the Democracy Monument, but before going to the Democracy Monument, I do have to go by boat. As you can see, I'm not too familiar with the system, but it does cost 12 baht, so a bit more expensive than the other boats, which actually goes all the way from the Grand Palace or Tatien all the way to Wat Arun. But over here is where the boat actually stops. So why not? I'm actually just going to go down and wait for the boats. I'm not sure when it would actually come. Okay, so here is actually the platform. Yeah, like this, to be honest, which is kind of a bit idiosyncratic. Unfortunately, I went the complete wrong direction, as you can see. Yeah, so I'm now going to actually return here. What I meant was I was actually heading east rather than west. I'm not even joking. When this is the direction to the Wat, as well as the Democracy Monument. So I'm currently on another boat now, and I'm gonna see you guys later. And yes, the Wat in question is the Wat Saket. Okay guys, I'm now currently on a boat over here, heading to Wat Saket first, and then the Democracy Monument. Now over here some of the houses. I'm sorry, the generator is so noisy that I have to speak out loud, but I'm now heading to the correct direction, west. Here are some more Thai canal houses, Bangkok. After a few scenic minutes, I finally arrived at Wat Saket. I'm actually going to disembark, go to Wat Saket, and then go to the Democracy Monument. Okay guys, it just arrived at the Golden Mount, of which the Wat Saket is all the way at the top, yes. So which means I do have to essentially trek all the way up there, which means several hundred or even thousand debilitating steps to even get up to the Wat Saket. Now this whole temple actually dates back to the Ayutthaya era and during King Rama I's reign, which is actually the progenitor of the Shakri dynasty. The Wat actually received its name, which is actually Saket, which meant wash hair. And the reason for it is because the king actually stopped to take a bath and wash his hair at this temple. I'm starting to climb up the Golden Mount, and as you can see, this temple is quite unique, to be honest. This looks more like some cavern or something rather than, like, say, a temple. But over here we're now going up. Yeah, it will take a few hundred steps, to be honest. But yeah, it does seem quite idiosyncratic compared to other temples. Now over here are some bells, more bells, and you guessed it, a drum where you could use the stick to actually play like this. Holy shit. Sorry. After a few hundred debilitating steps, I finally arrived at the top of Golden Mount, aka Wat Saket. And what is so peculiar about this is it does allow shoes. However, you do have to take off the shoes to go up there, to be honest. That is the peculiarity, because many other temples in Thailand and even Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and even India, they require you to take off your shoes. But here, you should keep your shoes on. Now we're going up to the pagoda. After a few steps, we're finally up to the top of the pagoda, which it actually includes this, which is actually the Chedai. Now this was actually erected under Rama IV's reign, so definitely not an original piece, but it is actually quite reminiscent of many Chedais during the Ayutthaya period. And I'm not sure what this is, but I just think it is something, to be honest. I'm now outside of the Golden Mount, aka Wat Saket, and why not, I'm actually going to go to the Democracy Monument. Now adjoining with the Wat Saket is another temple over there. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'll show you guys what the name is. Over here it is, the temple name Wat Ratchaworawihan. Now to the fact I visited so many temples, why not, I'm actually going to skip this. Plus it is actually closed at this time, unfortunately. So let me describe this temple for a bit. It was actually built to the order of Rama III for his grandchild, Princess Somanas Wadanawati in 1846. And it is popularly known as Loha Prasat, which is actually the Iron Palace. Now the reason why this name is actually Metal Castle, aka Iron Castle, is because there are actually 37 spires which actually have a metallic finish, giving the entire structure a metal-like look. After a few minutes walking, I finally arrived at the Democracy Monument, and over there is a picture of King Rama X in a different form fashion than some of the other ones we have seen so far. And it actually occupies a traffic circle on the wide east to west Ratchadam Noen Avenue at the intersection of Dinso Road, and it is roughly halfway between Sanam Lang and the Wat Phra and the Temple of Golden Mount. This was actually first built between 1939 and 1940, which is actually a year or two before the Victory Monument. Now instead of commemorating the Franco-Thai War, this actually commemorates the 1932 Siamese coup d'etat, aka the revolution. And the funny thing is, this monument was actually designed by Chitrasen Apaiwong, and therefore you would actually see more Thai elements rather than the European elements, just like the previous Victory Monument. And over there it is, the eccentric appearance. Let me show you guys closer. And over here it is in its true glory. Now before going to Khaosan Road, why not, I'd stop by this restaurant because it does seem quite iconic. After about 10 minutes, my meal finally arrived. This is actually shrimp curry with rice. Actually ordered the rice a la carte. as well as a soda. So I'm actually going to eat and then I'm going to go to Khaosan Road. I just left the restaurant, and despite Thailand's reputation as being authoritarian, as you can be arrested for 3 to 15 years for criticizing the king, in reality Thailand is actually a flawed democracy. Yes, not even a hybrid regime anymore, a flawed democracy. Similar to Singapore, despite the fact Singapore also has authoritarian tendencies as well, such as the use of judicial corporal punishment. We're now near Khaosan Road, and over here you can actually find some street food here. This is Hiro Muklala, and I do believe this is also a bar as well, and even a restaurant. But I'm not sure if these are the same. But if you were to go a bit more, you would actually find Khaosan Road. Okay guys, this is Khaosan Road. Okay guys, this is Khaosan Road here. As you can see, a ton of like restaurants and stuff. It is very, very busy over here with a ton of pedestrian traffic as well as some car traffic as well, which would be unexpected in many European streets such as Kneza Michaela in Belgrade, Serbia, as well as several others, especially in Barcelona and stuff, where cars are generally not allowed in these like pedestrian streets. Not only are there restaurants and street food, there is also a pharmacy as well as some cannabis shops as well. As you can see, the cannabis club, even tattoo parlors and stuff, and I even found an electronics store where you could actually buy chargers, but decided instead to actually go to an electronics store to actually buy some more chargers, to be honest. But you could actually see Thai massage, spa and stuff. There's basically a lot of things to do, and there's actually a truck. Yeah, unfortunately. So I'm actually just going to bypass it to ensure that I'm not being hit by any truck or any motorcycle. There are even souvenir shops as well, and you can actually find clothing shops here. Unfortunately, no department stores, but you can even find some guest houses and hostels around the area. So why not? I'm actually going to depart this street. Now after going to Khaosan Road, why not let me show you guys this Wat Chana Songkram over there. And I'm actually going to go to a fortress which is still open. So why not, I'm actually going to walk there, and this will be the very last place I'll visit. Unfortunately, we don't really get to visit many malls. I've actually did go through the Siam Paragon, but not actually enjoyed it, because really like malls are quite common and ubiquitous throughout the US, and therefore I could actually go to an American mall, to be honest, or even a Vietnamese mall, because I will spend more time there. And also like I've not been to Central One, Central Worlds, or even like really any of the malls and stuff. But the mall I visited is Silom Center. After a 10-minute walk, I finally arrived at the Phra Sumen Fort, the last destination in this whole vlog. We're finally at our last destination point, Phra Sumen Fort. This fort was actually completed in 1873, and I'm actually going to just tour around it, because this will be the last destination before I actually go to the hotel, sleep, and then tomorrow I'm actually going to fly all the way to Singapore. Now I'm in Santichai Prakan Park over here, and over there is actually the fort over here. So I'm just going to go around the park, see whether or not the fort is actually open. But it does not seem like the fort is actually open by any chance. So I might just go around the park, and over there is actually a bridge, to be honest. And let's enjoy the views until I have to leave Bangkok tomorrow. Okay guys, over here's the Phra Sumen Fort over there, and then I'm gonna say goodbye to Bangkok, because I'm actually going to return to the hotel, and then tomorrow I'm not going to go to BKK Airport, but I'm actually going to go to Dong Muang Airport, DMK Airport, to actually head over to Singapore. After nearly 2 hours, I finally made it home, and the reason why it took nearly 2 hours is because I spent about an hour waiting for a bus. Yes, as you can see, buses are kind of hit and miss, to be honest. And if you want to use public transportation, I would suggest sticking with the trains and maybe using the bus for emergencies and stuff, as it could be hit and miss. And if you want, you could actually use Grab or like some taxi or something to actually get home in case if the metro station is too far. But anyways, I would rate Thailand a 5 out of 5. And really the only disadvantage is the reliance on cash. But in reality, like I was able to use the ATMs quite succinctly without any hurdles or anything, except for the credit card fiasco because of the bank. But anyways, like you could get like a lot of food for like $3 or $4. That's basically the average I pay for food, to be honest. And also, not only are there a lot of tourist attractions, there are also a lot of temples and palaces as well, all of which are like ostentatious. And even though the city itself is not ostentatious, as it is quite squalor, similar to Ho Chi Minh City, in fact, many of the buildings are quite opulent, to be honest. And I do 100% recommend Thailand over even Vietnam, to be honest, because many of the people are friendly and there's actually some hospitality and stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Please give a big thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and I'm gonna see you guys soon.